we're gonna have to come up with a plan. It's not on the map, but the plan is what can the county afford to do out of, with my men and equipment? Or can, we afford to spend $150,000 or $200,000 now to do this much? Because we certainly don't have the funding to do all of it, so.
But specifically, while you're having lunch with the mayor, Shenandoah, if they're releasing water over here from their housing subdivision as well as Portofino, we can ask them to also help contribute to fix the problem.
Yep.
I get told no, but you
They're
can
off the goal section.
Well, at the very least, we can discuss with them the fact that the detention don't look like it's supposed to.
We, that detention pond in the little subdivision in ours, it hit a natural spring when they dug it.
Right.
So it goes all the time, there's always water in it, and then you get random acid to it. But the pump is broken, and it naturally overflows.
And so now you don't have a detention pond. Whatever comes in, comes out.
It's already full.
But it naturally overflows, so it's not gushing down. But we have some people that are gonna take the pump out.
That's what the commission was talking about. One of the biggest frustrations we have is we have no authority to oversight, to make sure that folks take care of these things and maintain their detention, their pumps or whatever. There's another one down in the quarter that's got the same issue off of Yancey. It's, they had a pump in there, it died, their pond filled up, and now it's just like they don't have a pond.
Right.
Right.
Okay, now this, they got a detention pond on, what's that, easement? What that, senior living over there in the Central? They got a big pond back there, where that water goes
Where's that now?
Okay, no, it's right there. No, he's talking about right over
back
there.
there, the senior living.
Yeah. It's
It's
got the new Holiday Inn Select.
Okay.
Right where that Holiday Inn Select is, right back in there.
Oh, that's,
Okay,
okay.
just imagine that wasn't there, that senior living wasn't there. It was dirt, trees, whatever. And then when the rain came down, you had, I'm not gonna use a crazy number, say you got 100 gallons flowing across there in so many minutes. Okay, when they came in, they built, concrete driveways, they built the roof. Now all that water that was running off, a lot of it was going into the ground naturally, and the trees were soaking it up, in the ground. So what they have to do, they have to design that pond to accept the same amount of water. And that water coming out of the pipe that's going out of the pond is still coming out like it was before, but it's supposed to come out at the same rate that it was before. Say it was 100 gallons a minute or whatever. That pipe's supposed to be silent, not to let the water come out any faster. That's the reason for detention. It's supposed to make it like they never cover the ground. But here again, like I said, we don't have any authority after the fact. What if, and Bill was talking before y'all got here, that he got off with a pry bar and the beavers had built a dam and plugged it up. And he got in there and busted it loose and you got it where the water would flow in. But, if it comes to rain and some of the stabilized sand or something comes loose around that pipe and starts to erode, nobody's looking at it, you look up and all of a sudden the whole thing washes out on the side. It's just like not having that detention pond there. So that's another problem we need to fix. We've got to get control of the detention pond. They are, you said, there's over 10,000 ponds, I'd say, easily in every county.
Yeah. You look at three guys and just precinct 4.
Right. So we've got a lot of issues, some problems, we've got some opportunity here where we can do something. And, all I can do is what I can do. And, we've got a solution, it just takes money. And I will attempt to address some money this time in the budget cycle, but I don't think it's gonna be there. I think we're gonna be strapped to the gill because of the 20% homeowners. It gives taxpayers some relief, Any other questions?
Is this final or is this a proposal?
This is a proposal because any of this could change. If we went down and talked to some of these property owners, and we're talking about coming across with some of this, and somebody says no, we might have to X that, and might have to go right back down here. Well, this is the first alternative. You know, this is the second alternative. If that alternative got next, we'd have to go back down here. And then there may be the water's flowing that way anyway. But we need a good, wide, open ditch that'll handle the water. You know, you have to have a conveyance system for the water to get it off of you. And it has to be big enough, the capacity, so it doesn't flood the streets.
So, well, you got the proposed cemetery ditch. What's gonna happen to the cemetery? Where's the cemetery in all of that? I see the proposed cemetery ditch.
It's in the
It's
blue.
right here. The ditch is the cemetery. So
No,
you're gonna flood the cemetery?
No, this is the ditch.
This
No,
is the ditch
there,
below.
the ditch is beside it. It doesn't, it does not go into the
Blue
cemetery.
area is the.
Where it floods down, that's not a detention area. That's just, we just denoted the cemetery.
Uh-huh.
That's gonna keep the water off the cemetery. That's gonna give that water somewhere to back it
Wasn't
up.
there a wall in there some one time?
That's the
A what?
existing channel of that White Oak tributary up there. And so, we're not gonna go into the cemetery, but we want to clean out the existing channel there so that the water can drain off the cemetery.
But what you're gonna be doing is you're gonna be, you're gonna be east of the cemetery. There are bodies that are out there. Did you know that? It's beyond that fence.
That are not in the cemetery, they're outside the
They're
cemetery?
they're outside of there, because we did a GPS mapping with Montgomery County Genealogy. They have the record. And we did mapping, and they also did a view skywise. And with that, we had like a GPS, and we had to do the grades. One was 250 degrees by da-da-da-da. You know how you do the mapping? It's graves over there. That's part of the Williams family and another family that's over there.
So they're buried in the existing
They're,
street?
they're right, it's graves. Right here, there's a fence, and it's graves like almost on the other side of that fence. Because at one time, there was a beaver dam, it was something that was blocking, and we couldn't get in there. So all that water flows like over this way. There hasn't been anybody buried in their cemetery forever, because you can't get down in there.
Right.
We might need to get with you to take advantage of some of your mapping.
We might have to move the ditch.
Yeah, because it's on record. When we did the GPS, it's property of a Montgomery County Genealogy Society.
Okay.
And when we went in, they did a national da-da-da-da-da. So it's actually a part of genealogy. So if you go to Montgomery County Genealogy, myself and about 5 or 6 other people did that. And I know there are bodies over there. One grave over there, it's got to be, grandmother was 103 when she died. So it was older than that. And because at one time Miss Maggie was on that southeast side, and then we came out a couple of years later, and Miss Maggie was almost over where Mr. N.B. was
We
buried.
definitely don't want to get to the cemetery.
Yeah, so you may want to check on that east wall. I know that there's some Williams and somebody else out there for sure. That I know for sure.
What are there right now that is part of, is just cleaning, that you can go ahead, maintenance wise or whatever, and work on?
We can clean out roadside ditches as it stands right now. But if the outfall ditch isn't clean, what that does is you wind up holding water in the roadside ditch right there, that the outfall back in.
So you're saying all of these dotted lines that are outfall, if y'all can't be clean?
Well,
Not a-
some-
No, not that
some
one.
of this isn't existing.
When you go in, when you go down into Chandler Cemetery, you go straight through, you would have been all the way to that fence, way over there. And
Well, at least clean the one off running deer really quick, because that is existing.
Yeah, and we've been, you're supposed to be maintaining.
Way.
I just, you're
Almost
waiting
in the
on the
wrong
mowing
place.
crew to get back and mow.
Yes,
Yeah.
yeah,
The mowing crew's put back because of the rain, so.
yeah. It's running deer, right?
Straight through.
It runs south and
Straight
then,
through. You went all the way through. This little road right here. Back up here, Mr. George Nimitz over there, Eddie B is like past that tree over there, and something else. Because we can't get out with Janice Fagan, they had the wrong day, Eddie B died, they didn't have stuff.
This part of about 2,000
We
feet
work
or
with
so
them to
that
do
they
that,
maintain.
and then right
And
down
it turns,
through here,
becomes natural right about.
Goes in the water.
it's right down to here,
Right,
so.
so these are the trees that are growing in.
When you go down that front
Yeah, we've
street, you got
got-
Mr. Value.
Thank
You
everybody
got
for coming
Mr. George
tonight.
Michael Mill.
Hello, we saw all the
Then back
problems.
over here is AB and OT and all of them. Then back down over here is Sun King. And